I met my husband Andy at a fraternity sorority mixer at the University of Georgia. He wore a yellow polo shirt and the Southern Swoop haircut. Now, for those of you who may not know what the Southern Swoop haircut is, it is a shaggy hairstyle for young guys that's not long because, heaven forbid, but just long enough to where they nearly have to throw their necks out to get it to fall to one side. He looked nothing like my Florida boyfriend, who probably bought spiky hair product in bulk. But this Georgia guy, he caught my attention. I hung on to all of his words. It was as if the moment was freezing as it was unfolding. Looking back now, it was as if God was tapping me on the shoulder, alerting me, saying, "This is important." But I went back to my life, back to the boyfriend, because he was smart. He was solid. He checked off all the big boxes. So I ignored the other signs that indicated we just weren't right for each other. I mean, this guy had a savings account with my name on it for an engagement ring. I mean, this was my path, right? Until I ran into the guy with shaggy hair again. And a few weeks later, he said a line to me that ended up changing my whole life. He said, "This guy, he'll marry you, and I can't guarantee that, but I can make you happier than he can." And I knew he was right. And I finally understood why that conversation all of those years before was so important. Life hasn't always been easy with Andy. We've gone through a lot of hardships. But we've held each other's hands in those scary waiting rooms. We have grieved together, we have grown in faith together, and somehow through it all, we have found a way to laugh together. And I could have missed it. I could have settled on what was comfortable, what was practical, instead of God's best for me. Always let God lead the way when it comes to making your choices, not fear dressed up in sensibility. And if you do, you may not live an easy life, but you will live the full life that God's promised.